Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave update for the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 for Wednesday, December 7th, 2022. I'm going to begin right here on this hourly chart. And the reason being is that I'm now very satisfied with the ABC labeling that I have. I still have not put a 2 up there, but if I had the room, I probably would right now. But I just want to continue with this account that I started to go over with everybody yesterday and put the labeling in. The labeling is following through very cleanly right now. In fact, it's added a little bit of a pattern that it can be very easily found in its current position. But I just wanted to show it so that as it's in development, that it's recognizable for everybody else as we move forward. So going over this count again, as I left it off last night, we had minute 1, minute 2, sub minute 1 of minute 3, sub minute 2 of 3, and then it subdivides. This is a classic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, where you get 1 and a 2, and then that third wave breaks into its own 5. Now, this is all happening within the first minor wave 1 down. If indeed we are dropping over, we're rolling over and beginning an intermediate degree third wave, there will be 5 waves of minor degree, right? If this is the completion of intermediate wave 2, we have 5 waves of minor degree. Don't count too fast. Now, what I look for on the hourly chart is the development and the completion of 5 waves down. Now, that would put in the first minor wave 1. That's what I'm counting. And you're seeing all the subdivisions. I mean, the way I'm looking at this right now, it is actually pretty classic. So again, inside this 3, it breaks into its own 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put the third, sub-minute wave 3. This is sub-minute wave 4. So we're still working on to complete the minute 3. So whenever you kind of feel like you get lost, you just track it down. Follow your labeling. And this is a sub-minute wave 4. We have 1 more sub-minute wave 5 to complete the minute 3. Then again, we will have another once minute wave 3 is done, we will have another wave 4, minute wave 4 rally, followed by a minute wave 5, and that's going to complete minor wave 1. Now, whether that does it over the next 2 days or whether it goes into next week, don't forget, next week, Wednesday, the magic day. It could all come into place. That's why you're starting to see that the ranges, they slow down a little bit. We're getting that selling pressure that comes in. So in what I feel also what is happening, we have a lot of year-end cleaning up. We see this most of the time every year during the month of December. And it's a time when in the past, everyone was always expecting that Santa rally, the Christmas rally, the end of year rally, which is where fund managers, hedge funds and mutual funds, et cetera, traders are looking to put their best face forward in terms of their trading results. So either they're going to be putting on some spreads or whatever to produce losses, or they're going to purposely sell out of this position in favor of moving the money into that position to begin the next year. A lot of position squaring called year end. So within that, often within the last decades, and I did put a plural on that end of year rally was normally to the bullish side rather than to the bearish side. We're now getting word, and there's other people that are joining on, and including myself, and I've been talking about it, that may not happen. Or if it does, we may only have little pockets of it, and then it doesn't last. But if it's adjusting the position and putting it in place for the next year, hey, then they don't care about that. But it's going to keep going, in my estimation. Now, I wanted to jump very quickly. Now, before I do that, this here, come on, is a triangle. And it's clean. It is so clean, except it ended before the triangle ends. So this is going to be very, very interesting on this opening of Globex, how this is going to play out, because if this triangle finishes, it's going to thrust. And in its current position of a wave 4, I believe it thrusts down. So I would be expecting at least an additional leg up, but if it thrusts from here, so be it. Look at that form, a triangle. And you don't see them that clean, to be honest with you. So often we are looking at something that just is not that clean. In fact, I don't like it like that. So I'm going to go back up and then down. Let me go to the 15-minute and open it this way. It just expands it and puts it in the right context for me. There you go. As you can see, we ran out of time. But if I'm saying A, B, C, D, E, it should be thrusting down. So there's subdivisions inside here. So this might be A, B, C, A, B, C, B, etc. And so within the B wave, let me say, this is A. Within the B wave, it's having its own triangle. That could be happening as well. I don't know if anybody's ever really kind of explained that to you, but inside a triangle, inside an ABC, B waves, not every time, obviously, but they can form their own triangle, and then you get a C wave. So we might, let's go over it that way. If this is still 4, right? A of 4. Now we're in the B wave. A, B, C, D, E. Wave B would get stuck right there, and we would be expected to go bing, 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 bing. Okay? So, and then to complete the wave 4. So that could be the ticket of what we're seeing here in the NASDAQ. Now, let me go back out, and we want to, let me go like this. That might be easier. We're correcting that wave 3, which began way up here. And all I want to do is just I'm just going to throw out some fibs. It's already pretty clear that it got up to that first level, which is 0.236 this morning, if I'm not mistaken. So we're just going to put those up. Boom. Yeah. Okay. So 236 was 11,570. It popped above, came back, popped again, popped a third time, rejected, rejected, rejected. If this is indeed a B wave triangle, we're going to get thrusting out of it in a C wave, then I would expect it to kind of get up to 11,661, or at least the 200, the 15-minute 200 at 11,636. Let me pop this back out to the hourly chart, and we can take a peek again. Yeah, definitively 11,570, and accordingly, even though it's a B wave triangle, the C wave should still form five waves, and likely take out that high. So that would do the trick. On the hourly chart, we've got 11,635 to 11,660. That's the zone. Basically, anything above there would be the zone. More importantly, would be that we can discern 5 waves. Okay? That's the NASDAQ. Now, again, coming out of all of that, the expectations after a wave 4 is that we're going to get an additional leg down. So again, as this thing's coming up and finishing, I'm looking for shorts or approaching from the short side, let me say. If we're going to be in a 5th wave, we're going to get these. You're going to look for shorts versus you're going to look for longs. This is a triangle. You're not looking for anything. It's very difficult to trade because it's like, oh no, not follow through, boom. No follow through, boom. And that's what it did all day. Okay, so over to the S&P. It's actually the same pattern. Glory to. A little bit different possibly in here, but it's likely going to have, let me just kind of get rid of those. They're not working right now. Let me open this up again, just sticking with the daily, with the hourly, excuse me. Same count, identical. We got identical twins here between the S&P and the NASDAQ in terms of wave counts and actually charts. When you're looking at both, there's that clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was the S&P that gave us the heads up yesterday. This is likely wave 2, and then we're falling in the beginning stages of intermediate wave 3 when this wave came down and broke below the starting point of this 5-wave structure. So if it was only corrective within it and we're going to need another leg up, it should have held above it. It dipped below and has still more to go. So that leans us towards, if it had come down here, completed and rallied today, it would have covered a lot of the overlap by, oh, they are going to put in a C wave, et cetera, et cetera. But it did not. Okay, so we have minute 1, 2, then we're breaking into minute wave 3, where we have 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3 all the way down here. And then we're in that fourth wave triangle. Now, again, I want to take a peek to see if indeed the triangle is going to be a B wave triangle. That could be A, B, C, A. And then we're A, B, C, D, E, yeah. It probably should launch higher if it's done. So same deal. We have resistance at 39.43. That's just where the 20 is, but I'm sure it's going to either pop up through that pretty quick. Then we have at the top, 39.62. It needs to break above that to kind of put in its high, but it's going to be 5 waves. And then we have 39.68. And let's take a peek. Oh, I got it right there. I got that. I'm going to go from there to there. 39.54 is our line for 0.236, and it got up there today twice. Looked like it wanted to try, but failed. So each time failing, so it keeps it in that fourth wave. What we have above that is the 50, 39.65, 66, 39.79. That would kind of be a ticket. And again, we're looking for 5 waves up, and it could end up being 5, and it's going to be tucked away in 1 bar. Lots of possibilities. Okay, so we'll be looking to get confirmation by going down and seeing what's going on the inside, and then going further. See, right now, I likely would have to start all the way down here on the 5-minute, so I can really dip inside these waves and see what they are doing. Right? That's what you're going to want to do. Messy as it is, hard as it is, but countable. All right, so in this S&P, going back out to that hourly chart, we still have an additional leg down. And that 5th wave should find support there? No. Well, yeah, it could. That would be initial, which would be the area of the lows, 39.11, 39.10, 3900. And then we go 30. And then we don't really have fib support until down here. Now, what can I do? I'm going to remove that, which gives us the fibs for the upside. Now we're going to be looking for, actually, since wave 4 is not completely over, I am going to run it up to off of this. Okay, so this is preliminary, very, very preliminary, because I don't have that top for wave 4. But I can add the drawing. And we're going to go from there to there. And I'm decided I need to go above that high, so I'll go right to there. Let's go to 63. It just gives you broad levels, but we're looking for that to get below 50. Wave 5 would be 0.618% of wave 3, and that's very common at 38.56. So again, if I'm going to finish all of minute 3 down here, I'm going to get a minute 4 and then still a minute 5. So I would suspect that this minor wave 1 should come in about 37, 3800. Then we get another rally, get another wave 2 on a minor degree, not as big as this one, but it'll move and we'll have stuff to do. All right. So moving averages here on the hourly, all confirming the downside, as well as we get the hooks and then we get the slides, because that was a little bit more difficult today. Even the 200 now is not flat anymore. It's now arcing and turning lower. Those all support additional downside. We have been relieving the oversold. Also, good for that. We get set up for the market to go down again. All right, so tomorrow, on Thursday, I believe all that we really have are jobless claims, and that's true. We have natural gas at 10:30 Eastern. Friday morning, we have PPI final demand and consumer sentiment. Now, also on Friday, it is an expiration. Notice what they do. Either this is the biggest setup you ever seen, that they've taken it from 152 back down to 140. Are they setting everybody up? I don't know, but this is a stock that's seen a lot of play right into, and it goes weekly, by the way. So last week we were closing out above 150. We're going to close out a week later. It's interesting. But that's in play. So is Microsoft, so is Meta, et cetera, et cetera. They're all in play, and it'll be fun. All right, I'm going to end it there, and our next update will be on Thursday, December the 8th.